Nunca. How about if I go straight to the como te ves, yo me vi? I
Okay.
love that one.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that one says, I love that one. It's so nice.
so true.
Como te
It was
ves,
inspired to you, right?
I'm
By
telling you, it
by our
hit me
short
right
video.
here, and I carry it with me all the time.
Okay, well, we'll get started because I know we have a lot more dichos. So
So
today we're going to pick up where we left off last time. We started talking about dichos, which are brief sayings that usually have some kind of lesson to them. And they're very much like English proverbs or even idioms, as they're called. So they may sound familiar to people when we do the
mhm.
translation, but hopefully we'll get through a few today. And if we still have more, we might have to have a part three to this. Who knows?
There's so many,
So many.
Well, a lot of people
so
spend
many.
time condensing all this knowledge into one little phrase. And another thing that probably we'll talk about another time is I catch myself, and I don't know if you catch yourselves with a bilingual brain, sometimes mixing up phrases, right?
Yes, 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 of
Very
course.
much so.
So I think that's a whole other topic in terms of like managing the bilingual brain. But
I know. And
it's
that
fun.
happens a lot when people speak more than one languages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So you
Mm-hmm.
mix things and then you want to see it in say it in your language, but then it comes up with the other language. It's
Mm-hmm.
funny. Yes, very
Mm-hmm.
nice.
But we
I,
will get started with the ones that we have for today. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to alternate where you can say the phrase in Spanish, or if you feel comfortable enough saying it in English. And then we'll talk about what it means, and or the context that you heard it when it's been used to speak to you. So we will start with and Laura.
oh, okay. So I think I'm gonna go to the one that says al buen entendedor, pocas palabras, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you will translate that.
Like to
Can
someone
you
who understands things, few words are enough.
are enough, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, or yeah, exactly. Well, I relate that one to when, especially when you are focused on something and you or someone and you really want it so bad, right? And you don't receive that feedback that you wish it would be the same thing, right? For instance, like you like someone, for instance, let's talk about person, right? That you like someone and you really want to, spend time with this person and whatnot. And you look for excuses to get in touch with this person. But unfortunately, the way the reaction is or the messages this person is sending you is totally different from what you are thinking. So sometimes it's really hard to give up on that, but it's time to turn around, right? And I always say, when you build castles in the sky, right, it's not good enough. That's not real. The real thing is always have your feet on the ground. So make sure that things happen for a reason. And, it could be a thing, it could be an objective, it could be a person. They give you a message that's good enough to understand without more words,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
would say.
Yeah, yeah. Another way to say that is a word to the wise is sufficient. So whether it's a word or a few words, that should be enough to tell you.
Correct. In other words, you always be open in your mind, right? That feedback is so important to receive and understand.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Very
Okay.
true. And sometimes some people, for whatever reason, need a little bit more of I don't know if explaining or talking to, because it takes time to understand something.
Or some people need to experience it to then realize it, which is the unfortunate thing, right? I think the message is like if someone shares wisdom with you, that's the word they're giving you, like warning about something, even. And that should be enough. But some people need to go beyond that, need to experience it, and then face the aftermath of that, right? Then that becomes their lesson, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, we're different, right? Sometimes you can catch the information right away, but sometimes you don't. You have to go through the process. So yeah, it's a good lesson.
It's a good one. Mama, I think you have the next
Okay,
one.
Mama.
I had, remind me which is it.
La práctica.
La práctica hace a perfecto. Te hace
Maestro
perfecto.
or maestro.
Al
Te hace el
maestro.
maestro.
Mhm.
La práctica te hace el maestro. And this dicho, I remember used often in the family, because sometimes when we start something new, or like a new mom, a new mommy, a new job, a new position, you feel frustrated at the beginning because you need to have the practice before you really get the experience. And sometimes we get frustrated. And I remember a lot in the family, several people telling you, the practice makes the teacher. And that's no other way. I mean, we're not born knowing. And we may get frustrated, but, it takes time. So practice, doing it again, taking your time, just learning. We all have to learn.
Yeah. And I
Totally.
it's kind of like practice makes perfect, but I like this one, the way this one's phrased more, because I think to say practice makes perfect suggests that there's an end point, I think, to our learning too.
True.
And I think even if you're a master at something, there's always an opportunity to learn more. But for sure, everyone starts at the beginning, right? And you're not born with knowing how to do these things. You do have to engage in them and practice them to then eventually feel more like a master at something.
Completely. And then you sometimes don't want to take that step, to go ahead at work or try something new, because you say, well, I really don't know. Well, practice, you will learn things and you will be a teacher. The practice makes you a teacher.
I think when you stop learning, you stop living.
Yes.
Completely.
Totally. And never be embarrassed about,
No.
failing, because that's what it's life about. No, you have to give it a try. Maybe you never know. Maybe you have that talent, natural talent, and you'll be a wonderful, whatever thing is you're looking for, right? But yeah, never give up.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Aunt Laura, I think you have the next one.
Yeah, no dejes para mañana lo que puedes hacer hoy, right? So procrastination.
And this is a very common one in English too. Don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today.
Today, right? So what life has taught me on this one, actually, it's easy to leave things for later, right? Because, you can find excuses, right? And I'm busy, or I don't feel like the mood, or whatever. But honestly, you have to commit in your goals, in what you want in life, and start setting a deadline, right? And to me, it was so easy when you learn how to put it in paper, right? Sometimes many of us have an agenda, or or things to do during the day or whatnot. But honestly, it's like you force yourself to, yes, I have done this, or I'm doing this, right? And it's important to set things so you can complete your goals.
And that's
one step at a time, right?
One step at a time, which reminds me too of breaking things down into small steps to make them achievable, but also, like you say, writing them down. Sometimes people do better committing to something by writing it down. Like, I'm a very big list person and I check it off as proof that I've actually done it, versus just keeping a log in my head. But for sure, time passes quickly and time is not guaranteed either, right? So if you keep pushing it out, it may never happen. Right?
Exactly. And it's really up to you, right? Nobody's waiting for you. So it's really up to you to do things, or else, well, sit down and wait until the time goes by, and get old and, and unhealthy and whatnot. Honestly, yeah. I felt that way when I made my trip. I say, this is time, for me.
Yeah.
Completely. And sometimes what would be the word? Criticize. I don't know. Like we Latin people, you leave everything for mañana, mañana, mañana. No, 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 no mañana. Today.
Mhm.
And that comes for for certain regions of the world, right? Latin Americans, we're really much like it.
Relaxed. Don't relax too much.
Why not?
It's funny.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
All right, next one, mommy. The next one for you is Camaron.
Camarón
Oh,
que se duerme se lo lleva la corriente.
yeah.
That means, like what would be in English? The
The
shrimp that,
Oh,
The shrimp that sleeps is carried away by the current.
exactly. And I have an aunt, well, I had an auntie, mama sister, Tia Nina. She would say that so often because she would encourage you, like when you were kind of to relax in something, she would say, camarón que se duerme, se lo lleva la corriente, especially at work, she would say. If you kind of take it out, I know that already, just, it's the same thing. And you don't try to advance, pay attention to new things that are going on at work. Someone else will do it. And you're going to fall asleep and the current is going to take you, like it or not, because you are in the environment of a job, even a relationship. You say, well, maybe, this will take care of itself. No, don't go to sleep because then the situation takes you and you lost your chance.
Yeah.
totally.
As you're speaking, it reminds me too, just to not even about, it almost sounds like the previous one too, but not so much about laziness or pushing something off. It's about being attentive. Like there's moments you've got to be more aware and more attentive because if you're not, things will happen before your eyes. They will just pass you by.
Totally. And time runs. I mean, I don't know what it is, but the time goes by so fast. And you're aging, you're getting older, you're getting weaker, you're getting all these things that definitely you need to react soon.
All
Very
right.
true. Be on the alert.
Be on the alert.
Alert.
And act.
Okay.
And act.
Act.
So back to Aunt Laura. I think it's Cria.
Cría fama y échate a dormir. Ooh, this one is it's a very wide, you can relate it to many other things, right? But it says, let those who try to build your reputation and go to sleep. Well, the thing is that on this one, I will put it this way. Sometimes this is how I relate it, right? Cría fama y échate a dormir. Sometimes, let's say you're a person that exaggerates things, right? You talk to a person and you talk about something and you kind of make it bigger than what it is. Or sometimes you lie about it, right? And so people start getting to, know that this wasn't really true. So now you're getting famous of not trusting you, whatever you say, right? So, in other words, you have to be honest with yourself and with others and just tell the story how it is.
I
I would
think
say.
too, yeah, I think that definitely is one angle of it. I think the other angle of it too is that you also build your reputation. And once you've built your reputation, sometimes there's nothing you can do to reverse that. So you may as well just let it be, I think, which is the part about just go to sleep because there's nothing you can do if you've solidified a reputation, good or bad. Good or
Yeah,
bad,
good or
right?
bad.
Yeah.
And it costs you a lot of more effort to change that. Honestly, there is also like one of these, I remember the lobo, la caperucita roja. How do you say that in English?
The red,
Remember, there is like a story about it. Or
Red
that,
Riding Hood
Oh, Red Riding Hood.
and the wolf.
So the wolf, right? And the wolf comes and it's coming the wolf and you ignore it, right? It's
And
coming
he
the
didn't
wolf
believe
and
it.
you ignore it. Guess what? It's coming. And bye-bye. So yeah, that's another thing.
That's so true. Yeah, because I remember, for example, that sometimes we had a family, a cousin that would tell a lie or exaggeration, like the Laura said, here and there. And then you go with, no, don't tell him anything because he's going to make a lie of that. And maybe it's not all the time, but once you create that impression,
Reputation.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
can go to sleep because that's what people are going to think of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, you're always saying, of course I'm coming. You know what I'm talking, right?
Uh-huh.
Of who am I talking to? And I'm coming next week. And please prepare because I'm coming and arriving next Friday. Well, it's been many years waiting.
And we're still waiting. So what do you say? Nah, don't believe it. Let's see if it's true.
I'm leaving. I'm arriving tomorrow. Sure. Tomorrow. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No.
that's a good one. Okay. I think Mama, your next one is Visteme.
Oh, despacio que traigo prisa.
Ah,
Grandpapa, Mama's dad used to tell us that because it is so true. When you one experience is that you're in a hurry and you forget things or you do things too quickly and are not well done. And he would say despacio, take your time slowly because I'm in a hurry. And because I'm in a hurry, I'm going to have less time to do it. So pay attention to what you're doing. And he would say, like we were young. I mean, I remember being young, you want to do things fast and you overlook some things. And nowadays, for example, with everything instantaneous and all these electronic devices that make you wait a minute, despacio. Before you go in a hurry with something, pay a little attention what you're doing. He would say
enjoy
that very
it.
often.
Also enjoy it, right? Enjoy
Exactly.
the process.
Don't go too much in a hurry. It's like life, you fly through life.
Yeah.
And I think in English, there's a saying, haste makes waste.
Exactly.
Because if you
Something
rush
like
through
that.
things, sometimes they're not done well either.
You
That's
Right?
finish
exactly what
quickly,
happened.
yeah, but it's not well done.
Yes. It's like the other saying that says, el que mucho abarca, poco aprieta,
Uh-huh.
right? It's
Exactly.
more or
The many
less
things
like
you
it.
want to do and nothing is done well.
No.
So, yeah, take your time. That goes a little bit again. This goes against the ways of the world today. That's probably one of the situations that everything is so fast. And even physically, if you're doing
Oh,
too
yeah.
much, you're pushing yourself.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
That's why the cortisol is so up to everybody.
Mhm.
Stress is the new version of, illness because
Completely.
everybody's going after, you have to, since you wake up, actually.
Quickly. Yeah. Completely.
Yeah.
That's why
It's
resetting from
ridiculous.
the moment you wake up and just taking a moment, whether it's to meditate or to ground yourself, is really important because you're already prone to higher anxiety in the morning and you just have to give yourself a good foundation for the day so you're not jumping right into it.
Very true. Very
Yeah.
true. And we were talking that how here in the States, things are so hurried that even your Saturday and Sunday you use for things when you should be relaxing and doing things you want to do. And he was saying, yes, because like in Europe, some countries, if not most of them, you have a month off of work in the summer. Everybody to reinvent
Ah.
yourself, to renew yourself. And here we are in a hurry.
It's hard. It's hard to do that though, because even if you have time off, like vacation time, your tendency is like waking up and do things and, getting all these prepared. Honestly, to me, the only thing that really works is going away, high on the
Someplace
forest
else.
or on a beach. Forget about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do think yeah, in the rushed cultures, I think there's guilt with taking a pause because you have the built-in expectation you should be doing something all the time. And sometimes you do need to break away from your routine and your routine environment to kind of force yourself to not get stuck in that I have to do. Now that I'm on vacation, now I have to fix all these things or
exactly.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. You have a lot of work. Work will never end, right? Things will never
Exactly.
end.
We might have
Yeah,
time
that's
for one more, and I think it's as loud as nunca.
nunca. How about if I go straight to the como te ves, yo me vi? I
Okay.
love that one.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that one says, I love that one. It's so nice.
so true.
Como te
It was
ves,
inspired to you, right?
I'm
By
telling you, it
our
hit me
short
right
video.
here, and I carry it with me all the time. Because anyways, it says, como te ves, yo me vi, como me ves, te verás. And that was a saying of my Auntie Lily. So anyways, it's like, say it, Joanny, so they can
How
understand.
you see yourself, I once saw myself. How you see me now, you will one day see yourself.
Correct. So this is a very good lesson because we tend to criticize, or we tend, like myself, I will put an example, with my auntie, with my mommy, that they were older, they were senior people, and I expected them to react like I react, right? Like at 50, 60, 40, whatever years old. And that's happened to the teenagers and to the young adults, that they expect you to react that way. But the truth is that no, things change, right? So if I wanted to, just like, let's hurry up because we have to be there and move on and move on. So, anyways, one time my auntie said, stop. Oh, because it was so funny because my mama all the time look at herself, right, in her skin. And she said, oh my God, I'm so she was very upset, and she was, oh no, 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 my skin. So I was saying, Mama, what do you expect? You're old. And that's really mean, right? Because listen, listen. So that's when Tias come up and say, hey, when, because they were young one time,
Exactly.
right?
I saw
And that's
myself
what it
like you
is.
are right now. That I was myself. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to be patient to others, especially when you're dealing with senior people, when you're old ones, you have to care about them. It's so easy to put them on a place and just go away and see you in 6 months. No,
Mhm.
they're wise people, and they teach you so many things.
Mhm.
So I really, appreciate that my auntie was really pushing me on that one.
Well, and I think it's interesting too, because when we are born, right, it's natural for us to be very self-focused, right? Because we start in the world seeing from our own eyes, and then over time we start learning to empathize with people and feel for other people. But I think there's a tendency to see from your own lens first. And so, like the teenager who sees the parent and says, why do you do things that way? And can't understand that phase of life. And then eventually they get there and they understand it, right? Or as you age, the younger person looks at the old person and says, why don't you move faster? Why don't you do this or do that, right? And then eventually they're there, and then that's when they understand it. So I think it's this interesting cycle that humans go through, right? So I think this is a really impactful, I think, dicho, because it's a reminder that, one day you're going to be there.
Correct.
And with that, hopefully builds empathy and understanding and patience, like you say, with those changes, whether it's in their actions or in their changes, physical changes.
Yeah. And now it's very popular not to accept that you're aging, right? I mean, all my friends, not all, but many of those, you're against aging, and you put things, and nowadays it's so easy to become a different person. But honestly, you have to be, you have to like yourself, and you have to accept it, because we're going there. There is no other way around.
Mhm.
I would even say, if you're blessed, to young people that are in a hurry and impatient with older people, like you say, is we could tell the young people, if you're blessed, you're going to grow old.
Mhm.
Because
Exactly.
imagine if you die tomorrow, you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s. If
Mhm.
you're blessed, you
Totally.
will grow old with relative health, but it's a
Sure.
blessing in a way.
And I think
It's
there's a
very much.
saying around that too, like if you don't age, that's not a good thing. right? Because
Oh, really?
that means your life has ended. Like, right?
Yeah, that's really sad, isn't it?
That's the inevitable part of our trajectory as humans.
Yes.
But I also think, and I think this will be something we talk about down the line too, is the changing definition of aging, right? I think over time, people have notions of what aging means. It means you wrinkle, you slow down, you don't do this or you don't do that. And I think there's a lot of people that challenge those notions, right? Because for one, it's in your own control how you want to manage that process for yourself. And yes, I might be slower at things, but it doesn't mean I can't do things. Yes, I have to be careful in terms of what I do physically, but I can still be active and I can still be healthy and even beauty as we age. And I think that will be a very specific topic we have later, is
I like that
different,
one.
right? You can still maintain yourself, but the measures of beauty are wide. They are not confined to the things that media sells us, whether that's social media, commercials, all those things sell us, right?
Yeah, the
Um,
model.
and I think that's what we have to look at. And that includes wisdom and the other qualitative things that we bring as we age. So I think that's a topic for another time.
I know. That's a good one.
Perfect.
But I think we'll stop there. So we do have a few more to get through. So we'll do another Dicho
Ooh.
segment down the line. But I do want to hear from people who are watching this because I'm curious if people recognize any of these or know similar sayings like this and what it brings up for them. And if they find truth in it or they don't agree with some of them, you can put all that stuff in the comments. If they liked it, definitely like the video and consider subscribing because we covered a lot of things that ideas that sparked from this conversation that we'll do in future videos too. But we will wrap up by introducing ourselves. So first, my tia.
Laura.
And my mom.
Ana.
And I'm Joanna. And we want to remind everyone, whether it's good, bad, or funny,
Live it up.